everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are running through a sample upper body workout. My first exercise is a wide grip lat pull down. I'm currently focusing on increasing my back strength, so this is the first exercise that I chose while my back is nice and fresh. So this exercise works on the muscles on the sides of your back, I guess, what some people call the wings. And I focused on really trying to focus on those muscles as I was bringing the bar down each time. And in the last rep, I slowly let the bar go up. Exercise number 2 was a shoulder press, a seated shoulder press. Seated is a bit harder than a standing shoulder press just because you aren't able to monkey around with your body to get the weight up. By sitting down, you're kind of really forcing those shoulders to work. I've always wanted to have strong shoulders. I feel like my upper body is really weak, so I really work on trying to increase the weight on this exercise every single week. And again, really trying to focus on the muscles that I'm working and slowly lowering the weight down on that last rep. Third exercise was an incline press. So the reason this targets a bit of your chest and a bit of the front of your shoulder. I don't tend to do a flat chest press because I'm not too concerned with having chest muscles. And I tend to hunch over as it is. So I actually try to avoid direct chest training, and instead I do this exercise. And as you can see on this particular day, these weights felt really heavy, and I really had to push through with this set to get to the rep count that I wanted to. The next exercise is a braced rear delt fly. So the rear delts are just basically the back portion of your shoulder. And this exercise is really hard. I'm only using 10 pounds per hand in this exercise, and it is hard. I definitely haven't trained rear delts as much as I should. And if I'm wanting to have really good posture on my horse, rear delts and back are definitely muscles that you want nice and strong. So this is definitely going to be an exercise that I'm going to continue to work on. Next up, this is kind of a goofy setup. So this is a pullover. So I'm basically in a bridge, and then I am pulling or letting the weight go back, and it's stretching those lat muscles again. So the same muscle group that was worked in those lat pull downs is getting worked here. And again, really focusing on that stretch as the weight goes all the way back, and then trying to bring the weight back up with lots of power. It's a bit of an awkward exercise, and honestly, when I first started working out, I didn't really like this exercise, but now when I've learned to focus on the muscle group, I find it's actually a really effective back exercise. And next up, we had some lateral raises. So again, we're working on the shoulders. Out of all the exercises I do, I think lateral raises are my absolute favorite. Again, I am really working on increasing my shoulder strength, my upper body strength, and lateral raises are definitely a great way to do that. I'm moving my body quite a bit with this set. I am definitely going forward going to try and not move as much. I might even change this to a seated lateral raise just to make sure I'm not using my body to get some momentum. And then I started what was called running the rack. So once I was done with those weights I had, pick up the next lower set of weights and do as many reps as I can with good form. And again, my form isn't 100% here. And that's actually a good reason to video yourself when you're working out, is just how you look is not necessarily how it feels. Like when I was doing this exercise, I definitely thought that my form was really good, but as I can definitely see here, I was moving my body around a lot, and when I'm like throwing myself back like that, it's generating some momentum that's taking away from the work that those shoulders are having to do. And I was able to pump out a few more before we drop to the next lighter weights. And I actually went down and got my baby weights. I think these are 5 pounds each. And at the start, they felt light. My shoulders were definitely burning by this point. So it was just a matter of, it becomes a mental thing where you just got to push through it a little bit and keep going until your form completely deteriorates. And so this running the rack technique, I don't do it all the time. Lateral raises are actually probably the only exercise that I do this, but it's a great finisher. This was my last set of lateral raises, and I was able just to give it everything I had and completely burn out those shoulders before I moved on to the next exercise. Now, something really, really funny happened here. So I was starting to do these bicep curls, and I looked in the window and there was a fox staring at me. It took me by surprise, obviously. I don't expect a fox to be staring at me while I'm working out. So, bicep curls. Again, I don't think equestrians think a lot about their arm strength, their bicep strength, or their tricep strength. But having strong arms as an equestrian is really important for riding, and also just for all the monkeying around we do with our horses on the ground and in the barn. Having strong arms is definitely an asset when you're around horses. And with these, I was really trying to go to failure. I'm not the biggest fan of bicep training. I just don't like how it feels, but I pushed through it. And, when you have a nice pair of arms, it makes the training worth it. And you definitely get some funny faces out of me there. And lastly, I did what is called some tricep kickbacks. So I do one arm at a time. I find that when I'm doing both arms at the same time, it kind of takes away from the focus I'm putting on each arm. So I do them one at a time, alternating. And again, I'm not 100% happy with my form here. I like that the upper part of my arm is flat, but my shoulder overall could be further down and my back flatter. So again, definitely something I'm going to need to work on with my form. And so I do one set on one arm, and then I immediately switch to the other side. And I think from what I can see here, my form on the other side when I'm working my right arm is a bit better, but still something that I can work on. So that was my upper body workout, and I do this 2 times a week. I do this workout on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Welcome to the barn. I hope you guys enjoyed that little taste of what my upper body workout looks like. We've got Diesel here, Junior there. My hands are frozen as per usual, so I'm keeping them in my pockets. So yeah, I just wanted to run through that upper body workout just to give you a taste of what my workouts look like. I feel like in the equestrian fitness space, there isn't a lot of emphasis at all on upper body. It's a lot of talking about leg strength and core strength and kind of neglecting the upper body. But I feel like I feel like you can benefit so much as an equestrian when you have a strong upper body, especially in terms of like being able to sit straight, and have that plumb line from your ears to your shoulders to your hips to your heels. I think that's really important that you're able to stand up or sit up straight in the saddle. And it also just comes in handy a lot when you're doing stuff around the barn. It's really important to have a strong upper body. So definitely something you should not neglect in your own workout routine. But that's all for another video. Today I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what my current workout routine looks like. So it is January here in Alberta. It's very cold. The ground is covered in snow. There's ice. I do not have access to an indoor arena right now, so I'm not riding nearly as much as I usually do. I'm lucky to ride 2 or 3 times a week this time of year. When I'm not riding, I do still go to the barn. I'm doing groundwork with Diesel because he definitely needs work with that. So because I'm not riding as much, that means I have more expendable energy basically, and I don't need to worry about my workouts taking energy away from my riding. There's not going to be a compromise there. So this time of year, I'm actually able to go harder with my workouts in terms of intensity, volume, frequency, all that stuff. I can do more this time of year than I would say in July and August when I'm riding 6 days a week and I need energy to be able to ride my horses and do all of that kind of thing. So right now I'm working out 5 days a week. Monday is lower body, Tuesday is upper body, Wednesday is lower body, Thursday is upper body, Friday is lower body. So my upper body sessions are pretty much exactly what you saw. They are exactly what you saw earlier in this video. For my lower body workouts, I split them up so that one day is quadricep focused, so the front of my leg. Another day is hamstring focused, which is the back part of your thigh. And the third day is glute focused. So on my let's say I'm focusing on my quadriceps, the front of my thigh, it means I'm going to do more exercises for that muscle group, but that doesn't mean I'm not also working my glutes, my hamstrings, and my calves. Everything gets worked on those 3 leg days. It's just how much are they getting worked. As far as intensity goes in my workouts these days, week 1 usually starts out fairly easy, just getting used to the movements. Week 2 would be a bit harder. Week 3 would be a bit harder. And I might do a week 4 where it's even harder. And then week 5, I would dial it back to the same intensity or even easier than that first week. And then the week after that, I can slowly start ramping it up again. So it goes in a wave, and that just helps to ensure I'm not overtraining, I'm not getting burnt out or anything like that. I always have kind of that built-in week of just taking it easy. In terms of rep ranges, you kind of saw with my upper body, I was I think in like the 8 to 12 range. I'm trying to stay between 6 to 12 reps. And that's kind of the optimal range for building muscle, which I definitely want to do. In my next workout training program, I'm going to be switching more to a strength training phase. So in that case, my reps would be lower, more in like the 3 to 6 range, where I'll really be working on seeing how much weight I can lift and move. But for right now, I'm focused on putting on some muscle, so that, 6 to 12 is optimal for that, and that's where I'm aiming to hit with all my sets. And that's kind of it. I know it's a little bit vague, but I'm not really in a position to be giving out specific workout programs. I'm just kind of giving you guys some ideas and just kind of sharing what I'm doing, what's working for me, what's not working for me. And yeah, just hopefully inspiring you guys to get on your own workout program that will help to just get you strong in the saddle and just feeling good, feeling healthy and strong and fit and all those good things. So these guys are both waiting for supper, so I am going to wrap up the video here. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to comment below, and be sure to like this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video. Be sure to, I do have a podcast. It's called Strong in the Saddle. It can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those places. Just search Strong in the Saddle and it'll come up. I think I have about 200 episodes on that podcast feed. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at Strong in the Saddle. And until next time, remember, it's always a good day to ride.